Absolutely.
But the interesting thing is that she and President Obama hit the road and they did a campaign stop in North Carolina together. And Obama, once again, it's almost an unfair fight, the way he's able to so subtly skewer the Donald. Let's watch this clip.
You guys talks about making America great again. America's really great. And just the other day, somebody was writing about, wow, when you look at the surveys in the world, turns out that when Obama came into office, the world didn't think we were that great. But now they think we're the greatest. They think we're the strongest. They think we're the best positioned. We were in a hole before I came into office, but right now the rest of the world thinks we're pretty darn great. And by the way, you can look that up. That's a fact. That's not like just something I just made up and tweeted.
I feel very privileged because I've known the president in many roles. As a colleague in the Senate, as an opponent in a hard-fought primary, and the president I was so proud to serve as Secretary of State. But I've also known him as the friend that I was honored to stand with in the good times and the hard times. Someone who has never forgotten where he came from. And Donald, if you're out there tweeting, it's Hawaii.
And as much as I had admired her when we served together in the Senate, I came away from that primary admiring her even more. Because during that year and a half, I had had a chance to see up close just how smart she was and just how prepared she was. Especially since I had to debate her a couple dozen times. And let's be clear, she beat me like in the first. Now, you don't have to rub it in. You don't have to rub it in now. You know, she beat me, you know, at least the first half, and then I just barely could play her to a draw. I always had to be on my game because she knew every fact, and she knew every detail.
That was great to see. Amazing how huge and enthusiastic that crowd was, because one of the complaints is that, you know, Bernie has been getting thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people to his rallies, and people aren't enthusiastic about Hillary. That crowd looked pretty enthusiastic.
They looked pretty enthusiastic.
And there was also an overflow room that they all went up to. There's a fantastic shot I saw somewhere of as soon as they walked into the overflow room, everybody was holding up their cell phone cameras to get a picture of Hillary and Obama together. So they took over this huge convention center and then went to the overflow room to say hello to everybody that came out.
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, to be honest, I think Obama is a pretty awesome president, especially on the economy. I mean, I was thinking the other day, actually, what an incredible achievement it is to be the first black president. Yeah. That's an amazing, amazing achievement.
Yeah, and he knows how to work a room. I mean,
incredible.
I'm a visiting member of the White House press corps, and I've talked about this story before, but I was there for the announcement that they were going to go one more try to get immigration reform up on Capitol Hill. And there were 400 people in the East Room of all sorts of different nationalities. I was talking to a Sikh, I was talking to, you know, people from all over the United States that had these great opportunities and ethnic. And, you know, he was standing no more than 15 feet away from me with Joe Biden, vice president, right next to him. And the command that he has of the room and the ability to fire up 400 people just in a matter of 15 seconds of a speech was
That's
just
interesting,
incredible.
isn't it? You know, that is interesting. I mean, you know, obviously I would like him to have done what he probably would have liked to have done more in terms of gun control. He definitely would have liked, but he couldn't do those things.
They've been trying to do gun control since James Brady was shot in 1981.
And you know, there are issues in relation to kind of global leadership, perhaps, where, you know, he could have taken more of a stand, but especially on the economy, I think he's done massively well. And as I say, it's a huge achievement to be the first black president in the context of the last,
truly
50 years.
Truly.